Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
We have been following, of course, this horrible story, John, of Nancy Guthrie, who has been missing. Now it's day 9 and the clock is ticking. This is so sad, John. We've been talking about it here on Katz and Cosby. And on day 9, the clock deadline is supposed to be 7 p.m. Eastern time. That was the final ransom note that came out not too long ago. And the alleged kidnapper said, if you don't pay us $6 million in Bitcoin by 7 p.m. Eastern time, something bad is going to happen. And John, really heartbreaking. Just a little bit ago, Savannah Guthrie put out a video. She's the Today Show host. Of course, it's her 84-year-old mother, Nancy. And this video is absolutely gut-wrenching, making a plea for her mom's release and for the public's help. Let's take a listen, John.
Let's listen to it first.
She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help. So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation and we need your help.
Well, the truth is, I don't think any of us know what the real truth is.
Yeah, and I don't think law enforcement, I don't get that they know what the truth is.
And what it sounds like to me, what I would do, that they're trying to force the situation to get paid. And maybe they're not the real crooks. I don't know.
I don't know either, John. And you know what? I'm not sure if the family knows. And what a desperate situation, because her 84-year-old mother, as far as they know, may not have had medication. She's got very serious health issues. It's been day 9.
Yeah, but listen, a lot of people have blood pressure medicine.
No, she's on a pacemaker too.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
You don't know, right? Exactly. You don't know.
If doctors tell you the truth, it doesn't mean anything. But the truth is, we don't know what the truth is. And they want to pull they're threatening to pull the trigger at 7:00 tonight, New York time, if they don't get $6 million in Bitcoins.
And then the other thing, John, too, they keep asking for proof of life. They were asking over the weekend. They put out another video with all the siblings, and they were saying, we want proof of life. And we need to know.
Have they ever gotten proof of life?
And they have not gotten it yet. But they've gotten, like, if these ransom notes, to John's point, are correct, and we don't know if they are. I don't know if law enforcement does, but they said there's things that they're telling them in the notes, and some of them have rung true. The question is, was it public information? And also clearly it's somebody who knows the house. I mean, I go back to maybe a gardener or a landscaper or healthcare aide.
Maybe even a delivery person.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, the one thing is so heartbreaking, you guys, this whole country has been just gripped by this story. And now the thought that it is now less than 2 hours away from this, what is supposed to be a final and second deadline from these kidnappers. And boy, think about the stakes, Judge, could not be higher when you think about the emotion. If it's your mother who's been abducted and you haven't had any more communication from these folks. They sent out another note to one of the TV stations over the weekend. And it had some more details that obviously sent them back to the house. But so far, it doesn't seem like they have proof of life.
Rita and John, I have one question. If this lady was still alive, why wouldn't they show proof of life?
Yeah, exactly. It absolutely begs the question, unless they claim that what they're showing them is, but it doesn't seem to be. Although if you listen to her tape, you guys, that last tape that we just played, she said, I believe she's out there. She also said she could be in Tucson or else somewhere else.
Remember, this place where she lives is very close to the Mexican border.
Right. And the other thing, John, that I found interesting in that note, John, the one that did come to, the first one said, we want X amount in USD. So who talks about that?
US dollars. I guess Mexicans talk like that.
Right.
Well,
Isn't that
unless they're
interesting?
trying to
foreigners talk like
or,
that.
Right.
Or they're trying to deliberately mislead you.
Yes.
That is,
No, I don't think they're that smart.
Yeah,
Well,
who knows, right?
I don't know, John,
right.
to your point, I don't know that we're ever going to know.
Yeah.
And joining us now is Chris Swecker, former FBI Assistant Director. He was in charge of all criminal investigations, so certainly has tremendous experience. Chris, it's so great to have you back on here. What's your reaction to this latest video? Because, of course, this deadline from one of the ransom notes is supposed to be about an hour from now.
Yeah, good evening. It's a dramatic contrast to the last appeal to the kidnappers. So in this case, she's talking to the public. The last one, they were talking to a potential kidnapper out there. And if you want to read between the lines here, you would say, okay, they've sort of given up on the idea that this is a kidnapping. Let's go to the public now because we've run that out. And that may well be the case. I've been saying all along that the absence of credible authentication that she is indeed alive, that Nancy is alive and in their custody has been lacking. So it may be we're back to, all right, we've hit the wall as an investigation. We're going to have to go get help from the general public.
You know, Chris, what do you take also? She did say, I believe my mother was, and first I think she uses the phrase taken. And then she also, in this same plea that she just put out, said that if you're in Tucson or even outside of Tucson, if you see anything, maybe she's thinking with the deadline approaching now, less than an hour from now, I can't even imagine what they're thinking, but maybe she's thinking there might be some movement that maybe, if there is somebody who's taken the mother, for whatever reason, that started this, maybe there might be some movement. You might see something strange happens in the next hour or at 7:00 moves to another location. And also don't rule out Tucson. Maybe in the area or maybe even Mexico. It's 60 miles away.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're on the outside looking in, and there's been just a lot of speculation about this. And I look at it strictly from a law enforcement perspective. What are the most logical, scenarios here? And to me, given what we've seen so far, I think I'm almost to the point where I'm ruling out the kidnapping ransom aspect of it. There are other avenues that I don't think you can rule out right now, but until I see an authenticator, until I see some information from Nancy that is personal to her, then I just objectively, you have to take that, don't take it off the table, but you have to sort of put that down to a lower percentage of scenarios here.
What do you think are some of the options? What if it's not kidnapping or if this ransom notes, if they're not legit, what could the options be?
Well, the options are some of the most likely, I think, are a possible home invasion that went bad. A lot of people have come and have been at that house for different purposes: repair work, pool work, yard work, deliveries. A lot of people know that an 84-year-old woman lived there, a fairly wealthy 84-year-old woman, by herself in a very dark house offset from the street, where if you were a bad person, you would take advantage of that. And that this would not be the first time. It won't be the last, unfortunately. The other one is, someone that knows her and someone that would benefit financially from her demise. So I don't see any other of those three scenarios playing out here.
Assistant Director, in a 50-mile radius or 100-mile radius, how many of these type of situations exist in the last few years?
Yeah, honest answer is I don't know. I'd have to go dig into some crime statistics and do some research there. I've dealt with the Pima County Sheriff's Office on an extortion matter a few years back, and I kind of have a sense of their capabilities. But
I think that will give you an indication if it's a person that knows them and knows they were wealthy and knows that there's $6 million available versus just a random offshoot.
Right. I mean, if you were asking about whether I know of any crime scenarios similar to this or along the lines of kidnapping, extortion, I don't. I know of an extortion but it was not a kidnapping extortion. And I from that, I got a sense of the capabilities of that sheriff's department. But I would have to say it's an unusual scenario for them that sheriff's department has not seen very many, if any, of these types of cases. Now, drug kidnappings take place down on the border, near the border, all the time. Arizona was inundated.
Yeah, it was a hotbed, right?
Is there any indication, I know we only have like 20 seconds left, any indication that it could be of a known member to the family?
I don't see the indications, but you can't rule that out. And I'm sure that the investigative team has looked at that from every different angle, and that may be why we've seen their presence at the house over the last couple of days.
Yep.
I mean, they logically have to run that part out.
Yep, you're right. They got to look at everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. We appreciate your insight. Thank you, Chris Swecker. Thank you very much. Wow. Let's see what happens, you guys. And, of course, praying for
And what do we all stand
Guthrie.
for?
Truth, justice, and
the
the American way.
God bless America.
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.